Breadcrumbs. Welcome to this week's edition of Jungle Juice. We are talking about the sweet life. Yeah, what does that mean for you? What does that look like? What does that feel like? We talked a little bit last week about thinking that it's some place to get to. This week I wanted to talk about following the breadcrumbs. How when you are moving towards something that you want, that feels like the good life, the sweet life, how do we move through a series of choice points or decisions and keep going? How do we know that the sweet life is this way or that way, right? Is the sweet life in Italy? Do we turn left here? Do we say yes to this, right? So what we probably know deep inside of us is that there's no destination. It's a series of decisions we make. So this week, the breadcrumb story I have to offer you is that Lauren, one of us Queens, people on the path, and I were traveling in this little city that we didn't know at all, but we knew we wanted to have a bicycle ride, an adventure, and we were asking all the people that you would ask how to do that. Where do you rent a bike? And they were dissuading us at every turn, and we were starting to lose hope of finding a bicycle. And right when we were about to sort of give up, we walk across the street, and literally before our eyes appears this bicycle shop. Seriously. Well, we walk in, and sure enough, there are two bicycles. Uno, due, bici. Ecco. So we get on the bikes, and then we're like, hey, great, breadcrumb. We're riding our bikes, and then realize we don't know where we're going, and so we're trying to find a map, which, on your phone in the middle of nowhere isn't always easy to access. So there we were. The little spinning wheel on our phones was showing us that we were going to have to figure this out on our own. So we were waiting in this industrial area with big trucks and cars whizzing by, and it seemed bleak, right? That we were going to just get stuck in some cement part of some little city that we didn't know where we were. When, in fact, we just waited, calmed down, got quiet, took a deep breath, and to the left, these two bikers come out of this little alleyway, and they're just, hey, buongiorno! We're like, is that a breadcrumb? Yeah, I think so. So off we go. Now we're onto something, right? So we keep biking, and finally, in about, 10, 15 minutes, we find this other road we turn onto, and there we are, smack in the middle of Puglia, this gorgeous countryside that was breathtaking. We're cruising along, and we look up and we see this other sign, an actual sign, not a sign, but a sign, an actual physical sign that said something we both were interested in. We followed it. One thing led to another, breadcrumb after breadcrumb, and then we ended up driving up this driveway that looked like it was going nowhere. And then it looked like private property, and which turned into a restaurant, which turned into us going in and seeing the coronation sort of randomly, having some sweets and a coffee, which was so lovely. And then we go out to find Flat Tire. So at this point, you're like, breadcrumb? But we just had some actual breadcrumbs inside. Now we have a flat tire, which, had we stopped there and gotten bitter, the sweet life would have disappeared. But instead, we stayed open, got quiet. Arrivato, the owner of the restaurant, came out. Was like, hey, I'm gonna help you fix your bike and then take you back to where you belong. But first, you need to come in and eat more. Again, actual breadsticks were there, and not to be confused with breadcrumbs, but right? We made a new friend. We've since been back, and on the story goes. Really, this is just a taste of the story. Following the breadcrumbs. The invitation for you is, the sweet life may seem like it's somewhere where you're not. Have a listen in to what you're wanting that feels sweet or soul-serving or heart-opening, and wait for the breadcrumb. It will come and find you. It generally always does. It doesn't always taste so sweet or seem like a breadcrumb at first, but yeah, that's learning to trust in that co-creation. We all really need practice with that. So may this help, may this inspire you, may this story that was sweet for us add some sweetness for you, and we have a lot more stories coming. We rescued a dog, a whole group of us, two of us really, and then a whole group of people in town, and wow, that's a story. That's for next week. But for now, may you enjoy your breadcrumb journey. So much love to you. Tanti baci, ci vediamo, and namaste. Until next time, much love.